me a second to bring you guys up on my laptop. Okay, so if you're just coming on, say hello. Let's see, I know my dryer is down here. Oh, here it is. I'll put the camera down in just a second. I'm gonna wait. Hi, Mickey. I'm just gonna dry this tray off really quick so there's nothing to see. I'm gonna wait for a few people to hop on here. I'm excited about today's project. These charcuterie boards are super popular, and you know, we're coming into a season that we do a lot of entertaining and mingling with family and friends. And so this can either be part of your entertaining, or it can be a really nice hostess gift for somebody, or a really nice Christmas gift for somebody. So I think it's a good thing to have in your wheelhouse. I always forget to introduce myself. I'm Deborah Bucher with Deborah Bucher Designs. I'm so used to coming on here that I just automatically think, oh, well, you guys all know me anyway. But I am a retailer for Dixie Belle chalk paints, and I have my own line of decoupage tissue. And I come live every single Tuesday and Wednesday at 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So today's the day. So that's almost dry. So before I get started, I want to show you guys, I finally finished up what we were working on a week or two ago, I think. Let's see if I can get it all the way back. Hi, Diana. So this was one of those signs that I got at the Dollar Tree a couple of years ago. So I don't know if they still have these or not. It was blank. It was like this. It was blank. And then I made the stencil, the witch is in, with her cute legs, and she's really gussied up. We got stickles on here, and we've got checks, and after there are 2 live videos on this from a couple of weeks ago, so if you're interested in this, you can just go back a week or two and find the 2 videos on it. But when I was finished with the last video, a few touches that I made, hi Mary, a few touches that I made was I took some brown wax, and you can see where it's dark, like in here and over here. I took some brown wax and did shading over the whole thing, and it really made a difference. It might not look like it makes a difference on here because it is subtle, but it's supposed to be subtle. It's not supposed to look like you put wax on it or dirtied it up. It's supposed to just like age it, and it really did. And I think she just turned out really adorable. Those are some fancy socks she's got on. And the stencil for this is available on my website. And the stencil actually comes with her hat. You know, she's got her witch's hat, and the stencil actually has that with it. I just didn't use the hat. And then I'm not a good bow maker at all, especially rag bows. I just don't know what to do with them. So I just tore some strips and put on the edges there and tore one on the top. But I love these rusted acorns, and I didn't know that they had little jingles in them, so that's just a little plus. And so I just added on some fall acorns to it, but I think she turned out super cute, and I just wanted to share her with you guys. So I'll put the camera down. Well, before I put the camera down, I don't know if you guys remember from quite a while ago, I did a charcuterie board that was similar to this, and it said French word for cheese and other fancy shit. And there is a clean version of this that says cheese, fancy word for cheese and other fancy, they used another word, and I have the stencil for that one also. So if you find this offensive, or if you want to make this for a gift for somebody that would find it offensive, I can clean it up for you. But this is what we're doing today, because I have found my own unscientific research was that most people prefer this version. So that's what we're going to do today. And I am so excited to share with you guys what I found. So I got this at Dollar Tree. I had to pick up my granddaughter from dance, and it used to be a 99-cent store, and now it's a Dollar Tree. It's next door to her dance studio, and so I was there early, and so I went over to check it out. And because it was a 99-cent store, it's ginormous. It's the biggest Dollar Tree store I've ever been in, and it was so nicely organized. It was really, really nice. And in there, I don't know what they call it, but they have like a section of things that are more than $1. And so this was in that section, and I posted a picture because it said something on the front of it. I don't remember what it said. I sanded that off this morning, and you have to be really careful with your sanding because this is a very thin veneer that's on here, and you could sand through it. So you just need to be delicate with your sanding. And it's a Lazy Susan, you guys, for $5. I mean, I can't believe it. So it's not a Dollar Tree that's in my neighborhood, but it's my daughter's there all the time taking and dropping off her daughter. So I asked her to pick me up some more of these because I just think these will make really nice hostess gifts during the holidays to use for yourself, or if you're going to somebody's home for festivities. I think this would be really an awesome gift, and it's so affordable. So, and like I said, there's a cleaner version of this, and I was happy to find one that was round because my other one was rectangular, which would work on here anyway. So if you like the rectangular one better than this one, it'll still work on here. So that's what we're going to work on today, you guys. So the first thing I did was, let's see, do I have you? That's pretty good. Do I need to go over? Okay, that's even better, right? Okay, so the first thing I did, you guys, was I sanded it off. And then just before we went live, I put a coat of satin top coat on here because I want to paint some brown on here. But I was afraid if I just went directly with the paint on here, it would grab and soak into this wood because there's no finish on it. And I didn't want that. I wanted to have more control. So I just put a coat of satin top coat on here to seal this. And it's still it's cool to the touch, so I know it's still wet. So I'm going to give it a quick dry. So talk amongst yourselves for a minute. sorry. I thought you were offended, and that's why you were putting little piles of you know what. So, Nikki, I'm glad you love it. Hi, Molly. Nikki, yes, that was purple stickles. I have 2 shades of purple now. And then I got some orange. Hi, Micheline. I'm so happy to see you on here. So, I thought she turned out really cute too. And she was a fun little project to work on. And I think this will be a fun little project too. I just want to get this a little bit drier. And I did post in the earlier post today what this originally looked like before I sanded it off. And it's lovely, but this is going to be more fun. Okay, so I've been thinking about this. I don't want it to be super dark brown, but I don't want it to be this light color. And I thought I could use a coat of the No Pain Gel Stain, which I use on furniture all the time, and I think that would be super pretty. But on doing a live, that's as far as I would get. And then I'd have to wait and let that dry overnight before I could stencil on it. And I just thought, well, that's not going to work for a live. So I'm going to use some Voodoo Gel Stain in Tobacco Road. And I haven't used it in a long, long time. So I'm hoping it's still in relatively good condition. Let's see, I need a brush. I need some new brushes, you guys. Oh, this will probably work. Okay, so I just shook it up really good. And I want a light coat. I don't want a dark coat. So I'm pouring some in here. And I think I'll thin it out with some water. I can always go over with another coat. I see some little chunks in there. I've had this for a really long time. I was going through some of my jars of paint that I've had since I started, and it's surprising how well they keep, but I did have a few that I didn't have closed up as good, and they were hard. So I'm trying to get better organized in here, but I'm not good at getting organized. I'm not a very good organizational person. Those of you that have been around for a while have probably observed that already without me having to tell you. Okay, so I just wet my brush, and I'm just going to get the excess moisture off of it. Because I want this to be a really thin coat. That's what I have in mind. And I'm going to put it on with the grain of the wood. And this is still a little darker than I think I want it. But it does look pretty on here. Okay, that's thinning it out. Okay, this is more the shade I had in mind. And I do like how that looks. So all I did was, and if you have some brown paint, you could probably just do the same thing. This has a little bit of glaze in it, but like I said, it was important to put the top glaze on here so that this wood, because the wood's raw now because I sanded it, so that it doesn't just like soak it up like a sponge. So this is going perfect. This is how I wanted it to look. I love it when things work out the way you want them to, especially when you're doing a live. Although I've been doing this long enough now that when things don't go the way I expect them to, it's like, okay, well, you know what? Just roll with the punches, girl. And I like how there's light shades and dark shades because that's the way wood really does look. So I'm good with that. And it's super nice. It's got a turntable on it. For $5, you guys, you cannot beat this. Because just to buy the turntable mechanism to put on the bottom of a tray at Home Depot is like $5 just for the turntable part. So this was a really good deal. And at $5 a pop for these, wouldn't they make up nice as gifts? Because when you're finished with it, it's not going to look like a $5 Dollar Tree piece. So just remember not to go against the grain when you're doing this, just go with the grain. That's one tip. The other tip is be careful when you're sanding it. Don't get overzealous and sand through that thin veneer. Because it would be super easy to do. And I was using my electric sander. You could sand it by hand. And then I want to be sure and go around my edges. So it has a nice finished look to it. Let's see. And I'll look at your comments in just a second, you guys. I just want to get these edges real quick. So are you guys getting into the mind space of working on holiday projects and getting ready for all the festivities. I'm kind of like, I don't know, I'm usually not in the mood for it. But for some reason this year, I'm like in a different mind space, and I'm like, yeah, I'm all ready for it. Bring it on. I've got a lot of fun ideas for holiday things going through Christmas, Halloween, Thanksgiving, fall, Christmas. I got some fun ideas. And you guys, I had such an overwhelming response on the decoupaged pumpkin that we did together last week. Oh my gosh. I sold out of all the tissue I had, and then one of my retailers had 9. She sold all of hers. I called my printer because I've had an order in for quite some time, and I called my printer this morning and said, when are you guys going to ship? And they said they thought they could ship by the end of this week, so hopefully they do. Okay, I don't want to mix up more. I'm almost to the end here. Just made it. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to let that dry, and I'm going to look at your comments. Nikki, that's crazy. I didn't know it got that hot in Iowa. That's crazy. That's like Arizona temperatures. And you have humidity, which has got to make it even worse. Holy cow. So Loretta, you dug out all your fall stuff? Good. Oh, Loretta, you got one for $1.99? Well, now you got a project to do on it. Thanks, Mickey. I think this is a perfect color. Yeah, that's super hot. I don't even think it's that hot here today. Hi, Rosalind. Thanks for joining us. Well, I really like how this looks like a natural wood finish now. You know, I get these thoughts and ideas in my head, and I never know. I'm always just flying by the seat of my pants. But if you're going to do this, remember the first step I did, and I did it off camera, but I told you I did it, is I put on 1 coat of Dixie Belle Satin top coat just to seal the wood so that this paint would not soak through into the wood. Because if I hadn't done that, I think it would have just like soaked it up like a sponge. Okay, so I'm going to let that sit for a second, and I didn't pull out my brown. My coffee bean is the color I'm going to use on this, and I didn't get it pulled out here, so that means I got to go looking for it. Hang on. Pine cone, chocolate, coffee bean. Didn't have to go too far for that. Okay, so I'm going to bring the camera up for a sec. Hello. Oh, it's not too pretty to use. And you'll get lots of comments on it too. And you'll have delicious stuff on it. Okay, so here's the stencil, in case you came on late. French word for cheese, charcuterie, and other fancy shit. And if that's offensive to you, there's another version of it. It's not fancy stuff. It's another word. I can't remember what it is, but I can do it either way. So if this is not to your liking and you want the stencil, just let me know you want the nice version of it. Okay, so if you've never used one of these stencils before, these are fun to use. The reason why I really like using the adhesive stencils over the vinyl stencils that you see all the time is, or Mylar is the word, Mylar, not vinyl, is because on the Mylar stencils, it's real easy when you're, patting down on them to have them leak underneath the stencil. And then, you got to go touch up, or sometimes your piece is just ruined. And so when you use an adhesive stencil, it's like tape. It's taped down onto your piece, and so nothing is going to get underneath there. And then we always do a safeguard. We put the stencil down, then we go back over it with a coat of top coat. So if anything is gonna seep under there, it's gonna be the top coat, which is transparent, and it doesn't ruin your piece. Okay, so because so you can see, let me see if I shut this light down. If you can see through these stencils. So see how you can, on my end, I can see through it really easily. I know it's really faint, but you can see some of the lettering and stuff in there. So on the back side, it's like contact paper, like a grid, so you know where to cut. And so if I hold it up in the light here, I just want to round out my corners to make it a little easier for visually placing this correctly. So I'm just going to cut that off. And I can see through here, so I'm not in any danger of cutting into my design. And this stencil is 11.5 by 11.5 round. Okay, so now I'll put the camera back down. Hi, Jerry. Okay, so now I just need to get it placed on here and centered really good. So I think I'm going to do a little more trimming on this. The only reason why I'm doing this is so that I can visually do a better job of getting it placed on here correctly. Okay. And let's see, I thought I had a ruler on here. I do. I usually have like 10. So, like my R and my F there. So that's exactly at the 1 inch mark right there. And so, but it's not there, so I need to move it up. Move it down just a skosh. Okay, that top to bottom is correct. And then let's see how we're doing side by side. So it needs to just shift over just the tiniest bit. Okay, that's centered. Now I'll just make sure that I didn't mess anything up when I moved it. And I did not. Okay, so that's pretty centered right there. So I'm going to take a pencil and I'm just going to lightly make a mark there. And do the same thing down here. The reason why I'm doing this, okay, you guys, I put 2 arrows on the top. There's 2 arrows telling me this is the top. Okay, so the reason why I did it is I have it all measured out, but now I have to lift this up and peel the backing off and then get it back down in place. So, so when you order these from me, I do have printed instructions that go with it, and it will say on the back here that this is a vinyl liner. It will say that. And on the top, it will say that this is the, I write these all the time. Well, this is the, I don't know what it says. I write it on there all the time. I should know. Okay, so then I'm going to start carefully pulling off the back liner, the vinyl liner. It's just like peeling back contact paper. And you just want to take your time. This is a pretty simple stencil. Some of them that are more intricate can be a little more tricky, but this one's pretty simple. But if you see any pieces coming up, like the O in Word, if that's stuck on here, you would just lay it back down, smooth it out, and then continue. And I'm pulling it off at a 90-degree angle. I don't want to pull it up this way. I want to pull it off at a 90-degree angle. And I think I put the link in the description for this stencil. Okay, and because I marked it off, let's see, I had 2 arrows pointing up. That's 1 arrow, 2 arrows pointing up. So there's our top. And before I like press it down on anything, I want to just get it back because I had made little marks on here. And I just want to line it up with my little marks. Okay, that looks pretty good. So once you get it where you want it, then you just lay it down. And you want to just burnish it really well. Okay. And then we're going to start at the top. And I need to separate the 2 pieces. Once I get it started, it'll be really good. There we go. Again, I don't want to pull up. I want to keep it at a 90-degree angle as I'm taking this off. See, I'm not pulling up on it. And I'm also, again, watching to see if any little pieces are going to pop up, like the O's, the circle in the O, or on the R, any of those little pieces that are the inside of the letters. If they do, you just stick it back down and rub it back on. Like I can see a little, see the little circle right there is popping up. So that's what you want to watch for. And as long as you keep it at 90 degrees like this, and just take your time, don't get in a big hurry. Now I'm going to do this one in coffee bean, which is a real dark brown, but I think it would also be really pretty if you used like drop cloth on here for your lettering. I think that would be really pretty too. And if you guys want to do this, I would say run to your Dollar Tree, because I bet these get snatched up super fast. I asked my daughter to grab me 5 more because I just think they would make super nice gifts. Okay, so the inside of my A was coming up there, so I just want to be sure I lay it back down. And I'll look at your comments here in just a minute. So see where the inside of this letter came up? So I just put it back down. And we got a little bit of a wrinkle here that we're gonna just gently, ever so gently, let's see. I need a flat blade. So this was a good little demo. I've never had it actually quite do that. But that's why you want to just be patient. And there's my little marks that I put on there. So we did a good job. There's my mark, there's my mark. So we did a good job getting it centered. And now I just want to take my fingertips and just make sure that that is all down nicely, that we don't have any bubbles or anything sticking up. Okay, looks good. So let me see what you guys are talking about over here. Yes, Mary, Dollar Tree. And it's in it, they have a section that is like stuff $3 to $5 in it. So that's where I found it. Oh, Melissa, you got one too? They're super nice, aren't they? You like it, Melissa? Jerry, you're back in Overguard? Oh, Loretta, it's not too pretty to use. Okay. It's super cute, you guys. I love it. Okay. So, and I do think using drop cloth on here would be really pretty. So you guys tell me, do you think I should use drop cloth or do you think I should use the coffee bean? You guys tell me. We have a minute to think about it because the next step is to put a coat of clear top coat on it. Just so if by any chance there is anything, any little air bubble or anything underneath there, this is going to seal it. And because it's transparent, if there's any seepage underneath there, you won't see it. It's a really good trick. Drop cloth, Jerry, what do the rest of you think? See, this is a good example of that you have something in your head, but as you're executing it, you get a new idea in your head. And I really love this color brown that it painted up. So you could use black, you could use the coffee bean, you could use any color, like a really pretty foresty green would be pretty on here. A navy blue, a dark navy blue would be pretty. I don't think there's a right or a wrong. I just think it's whatever floats your boat. Melissa, you think coffee bean? Mary, coffee bean? Okay. Well, the good news is, you guys, is I think I'll be making a few of these for gifts. And the rectangle stencil is up on my website, and I put this one up there today. And I don't have the clean version up there, but I can sure do the clean version for you if you tell me that's what you want. So it just takes one coat of the satin top coat on here. Just make sure you don't miss any spots. That looks pretty good. I like putting my satin top coat in these little relish things, because then I can just cap them off and okay, so we want to dry this. I'm going to go grab the other one. I think I still have it here. This is one I did about 6 months ago. I got the cutting board at Goodwill, and I just sanded it up so that it was nice and clean, and did a satin top coat on it like what we're doing. And then this is the rectangle stencil, and it's a little fancier. And I think and then I used the hemp seed oil when I was all done to condition the wood, and that's food safe. Okay, so let me just finish drying this. Then I'm going to take the coffee bean. The next one I do, I think I'll use I will do, because I'm going to do several as gifts, I think I will do them in all different colors. One definitely in drop cloth, but I think a really pretty dark green would be really pretty too, because I am a green person. I love coffee bean. I use this a lot. Okay, and then I want a nice flat brush. That's a better one. So it's flat and squared off. And I'm just going to start over here at the top. If you've used an adhesive stencil before, tell me in the comments if you've used an adhesive before. You're going to love when I pull this off how really crisp and perfect all those letters are. You guys, I think this is going to be a project that we actually finished today. That's pretty awesome. Lately, my projects have taken 2 or 3 days to finish. Melissa, I know you came on late. Did you see the witch all finished? She's so cute. And I did the drag marks like you told me how to do them. It's super nice when we have a community like this of people that when we don't know how to do something, somebody in our community does. I love that. We might not all be sitting in the same room together, but you really do get to know each other. And this is going to take 2 coats. So when we get this on, I'm going to go back, dry it real quick, and then go back and put a second coat on. I just want to be sure I work it in. To all the little places, and as it's drying, I can see it looks dark as I'm putting it down, but I can see it lightening up as it dries. So that's why we're going to need a second coat. I'll show you the witch again before we go. It did turn out really cute. I was nervous about making those drag marks, but I think they'll pass. You guys, I've never done drag marks on my checks before, so Melissa gave me instructions and I literally wrote them down. It's really nice when you have a community of artistic people like this, because what one person doesn't know how to do, the other person probably does. So it makes it really nice that you always know you have somebody that you can reach out to. Okay, gonna give it a quick little dry. just put one more coat on. It's nice that it's on a turntable like this. That makes it super easy to work on. So what kind of projects are you guys working on? Are you getting into the fall state of mind? Where are you traveling to, Mary? Are you going someplace super cool? We're almost there, you guys. To the fun part when we get to pull all this vinyl up. So you can see by using an adhesive stencil like this, how easy and fast you can go and not worry about anything bleeding underneath. Melissa, you're going to North Carolina? What are you going to do there? Are you taking your fifth wheel? How long are you going to be gone, Mary? I'm going to miss you guys. We're almost done. Okay, let's see. My last chance to look for anything that looks like it needs a little touch up. Okay, let me close up this paint. Give it a real fast dry. Wow, 10 days. Oh, Melissa, that sounds super fun. I've never been to North Carolina. Okay, so I like to remove these before they're like 100% dry. So I'm just going to take my little picker tool here and just find a spot and start pulling it up. And so I'll go back, and the inside of these letters, I'll go back and with my little picker tool and pick those out. Looks so nice, you guys. Such crisp lettering and lines. Okay, and so anything that's left over, you just take your picker tool or a toothpick or a straight pen, whatever you have around, and you just go in and pick the insides of your letters off. And I am going to take, not tonight, but tomorrow I'll come back and put another coat of satin top coat over this to protect this and let it dry really well. I'll give it a couple of coats, that way when people put food on it, it's not going to penetrate down into the wood. But I don't think you can beat this for a $5 board. And you may have paint already on hand. You could do a bunch of these up as gifts to give out to family and friends. There we go. There we go, you guys. What do you think? Well, Melissa, take lots of pictures and post them. Okay, you guys, we're all done. I'm just gonna go, I'm gonna let it just rest. Tomorrow I'll come back and put a couple of coats of the satin top coat on it to seal it, and it's all done. Super nice, I think. I would be tickled to death to get this as a gift from somebody. Ta-da! Hi, Joanna. I didn't even know you were on here. All right, well, let me bring the camera up. Ta-da! I look like I've been in the sun, but I haven't been. So you guys, I'm super happy with how this turned out. I think this makes a lovely gift. This is a lovely gift for Christmas, for the holidays. If somebody's getting married, this is a super nice gift for somebody like that. So, and it took us a little over an hour to do it, start to finish. So, you can't beat that, right? All right, you guys, well, that's it. Thanks for hanging in here with me. I will be back tomorrow with a new project. So same time, same place, 4 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. That's my time. Central, I think, is 2 hours earlier. And what's Eastern? 3 hours. So you guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.